Welcome to Act Out. I'm Eleanor Goldfield, and this is your tipping point. So now that we've mused on the meaningless of life, let's talk about some of that meaning to be placed on our fleeting flickers with this week's Quote of the Day segment. Thomas Paine, activist, author, philosopher, and revolutionary, probably best known for his pamphlet Common Sense, which really should be required reading for every American child, is also the author of several other bold and inspiring pieces, and it is from one of these that I pull this quote. "The circumstances of the world are continually changing, and the opinions of men change also. And as government is for the living and not for the dead, it is the living only that has any right in it. That which may be thought right and found convenient in one age may be thought wrong and found inconvenient in another. In such cases, who is to decide, the living or the dead?" Paine talks of this political atom, as he calls it, the idea that one human might bind posterity forever to his own decisions, his outline of government or laws. And that's bullshit. And he doesn't quite put it that way, but that's the basic gist. We the people is not meant to mean we the people for all time. His twist of existentialist realism in remarking that what he thinks as he sits to write may not at all be what we think today. It's up to each generation to decide whether what came before makes sense, whether it's something to build on, scrap, or rework. It's up to us to place new meaning on the ideas of our forefathers and not just blindly accept them because they wrote the groundwork. It's up to us because we are the living. This is our time. And I think that might be a Goonies quote, but this is our time to carve out that space, our time to dictate what place we want to live in, be a part of, and hand off to the next collections of stardust. And believe me, I do get the irony of agreeing with a man who lived over 200 years ago on the fact that we shouldn't just listen to men who lived 200 years ago. On the other hand, I can say pretty easily that his ideas and even mere vocabulary are better than what you'll find in today's halls of the mighty. His are the kind of ideas that you want to build on, the kind of ideas that you want to highlight in textbooks, but that usually get redacted in textbooks due to his firm stance on the separation of church and state, his existentialist tendencies, and, his capacity for free thought. His ideas are the ones that inspire you to pick up the torch that was left somewhere in the late 60s next to his peace sign and an I am a man poster. These are the ideas that give meaning. Not just to the meaningless blank page, but to the idea that it's not just your right, but your fucking duty to give a shit, to be an active member of your place and time, to not rest on a political atom, to decide for the living because you are the living. So for more brilliant social, political, and philosophical commentary, check out Thomas Paine's works. The aforementioned quote coming from Rights of Man, which, again, would today, based on the changes in our language and the evolution of women's rights, would be called maybe human rights, or perhaps the rights of humankind. Be that as it may, Rights of Man, so far my personal favorite in Paine's collection. Grab a book, a cup of something, and get cozy.